Welcome to Faith Jam, nurturing, learning, and hearing.
Welcome to another episode of Your Faith Journey. This is where we intersect between the faith world and the secular world. We've been missing for a while because we've been doing a book tour, and I just want to thank all the followers and the audience and the supporters for their support in buying the new book that I just released. Matter of fact, it was my first book called The Unveiling of the New Me, My Spiritual Journey. It's on Amazon for those who didn't get a copy. It's still an opportunity to get a copy, and it's at a reasonable price. But today, we have a special guest, Letitia Williams. This young lady, I just recently met her, but she really impressed me in reference to her spiritual journey. And I didn't have to get all the details of it, but what I knew is that God had changed her life through Jesus Christ. And so we're so thankful for her being on this episode of Overcoming Challenges, Your Hidden Talents. So welcome, Lakeisha.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Curtis, for having me. I am honored to be on a podcast. I'm nervous, but however, I thank God for the opportunity.
Yeah, just don't let the butterflies fly away, okay? Keep the butterflies. We like the butterflies.
Yeah, nerves is good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
So Letitia, tell me some of the things that you have overcome in your life that you know that if it wasn't for Christ, it wouldn't have happened the way it happened. Share some of those nuggets with our
Oh, God.
audience.
I had 6 years clean. I'm sorry. I suffered the battle addiction for 23 years. So for 23 years, I battled substance abuse. My drug of choice was crack cocaine and anything else I can get when I didn't have that. I had molestation in my story. I have rape in my story. I had prison in my story. I have abuse in my story. And when I look back over all of those times, like today, I can honestly see that God was with me all of those times.
Praise God. Praise God. Oh, man. When we overcome, and just making sure the audience understand, um, she's not by herself. I have I'll have 39 years clean. Matter of fact, I had 39 years clean.
Amen.
March 13th was my anniversary date of no substance in my body but Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Yes, and I give him all the praise and the glory for saving me from myself. Um, and that journey that you have taken, it's just amazing that he saves us and gives us a second, third, fourth chance and to get it right. Share with our audience some of those things that he allows you to get it right.
Okay, so well, I was out there in the streets. I was in active addiction. It was 2020 when I got arrested for attempted murder. I went to prison and I served time in NCIW for 5.5 years.
What is
Um,
NCIW? What is that?
that's Maryland Correctional Institution for Women.
Okay.
And the day I can remember the day I got arrested, I was so tired, but I did not know how to stop. But I knew that I said, God, it's got to be something else other than this. And I didn't think he was listening, but I said, if you are listening, please don't let my story end like this. There's got to be more to my story. And so I can remember leaving out of the crack house. And prior to that, I had gotten into an altercation with a young lady, and it resulted in me, you know, I harmed her. I had a weapon. And so fast forward to I left up the crack house and I went up to the corner and the police pulled up. And they got out and they say, well, are you Lakeisha Williams? And I tried to lie at first because I knew I was going. And I said no, but they had my picture, you know. But it's something about the day I got arrested. When I got in that car, it felt like a big weight was lifted off my shoulders. I'm talking about the sleep. I fell asleep in the police car and it was so peaceful. I knew that, I said, I'm not captured. I wasn't captured.
You wasn't arrested.
I said, I'm rescued.
Wow.
He rescued me and he used that situation to do it. And I know when we cry out to him and when we ask for his help, we don't get to choose the route, you know, that he takes to get us to whatever it is we asked him for. That's within his will. You know, I wanted a relationship with my children. I was feeling the guilt, the shame. I had never got counseling or therapy for when I was molested. And, you know, when I was younger and I was experiencing, you know, all of these things, I had made a decision, you know, well, nobody's going to stand up for me. So I'm going to protect myself. I'm not going to let nobody hurt me anymore. So it turned into me being violent. And I fought all the time. And that is how that incident came about, because that was still my behavior. I thought I can beat up everything. I fight all my battles with my hand.
What part of DC did you grow up in?
Southeast Washington, D.C.
Oh, no wonder you know how to handle yourself.
Single mother. You know, I'm the first of 3 children. My father was married at the time. So, you know, that situation was kind of, you know, I got to see him when he could see me until I got older and his wife found out about me. You know, so I had some, you know, some feelings that I didn't know how to unpack from that. I didn't know how to process that. I wanted my dad. I didn't understand why he couldn't just be with a family with me like he was a family with my brothers and sisters. I mean, it's just, I had so much stuff, you know, and the only thing I can do, or that I knew to do, I tried. So when I was going to high school, I tried marijuana and I realized it was a temporary escape. And I said, okay, after a while, the marijuana didn't work no more. The marijuana wasn't enough. So I graduated to PCP and then eventually crack cocaine. And during my active addiction, you know, it was times I did not have money. And so that pushed me into prostitution. And I mean, getting in a car with strangers who I don't even know. You would think that it would be scary, but at the time, all I thought about was the things that I did not want to think about, that I did not want to come to surface, that I did not want to face. I just needed another fix, just one more.
Wow.
You know? And I chased that one more for 23 years. I was raped. You know, I was taken against my will. I mean, a lot of things happened to me and I did not get therapy. I did not go to the police. I just got out and say, okay, I don't want to feel these feelings. I don't want to feel this. Just let me get another one.
So tell our audience, how did God fill that void that you so articulately explained to us that was existing in your life, and you were using drugs to fill the void? But how did Jesus Christ and God fill that void for you at this point in your life?
I had to get to a point where, first of all, I had to trust him. I had to trust him. And I had to get to the point where it's though, okay, I'm desperate. Nothing I'm doing is working. God, I need you to get in the driver's seat, because every time I drive, I crash. And when he stepped in, relationships got repaired. I started to look different. I started to talk different. My taste changed for certain things. You know, the crowds that I used to be around, I didn't desire to be around those crowds anymore. I don't desire to be around those crowds anymore. The smell of cigarettes make me nauseous. And I couldn't go without a pack of Newport. You know, see, I'm used to fight my battles, but oh God, when I learned how to pray, my God, He showed me how He'll move.
Wow. How is your relationship with your kids now that you have taken a different journey?
With God's grace, it did not take that long.
Praise God. Praise God.
My daughter went from, I'm nothing like my mother, to telling her friends, I can't wait till you meet my mother. She's just like me.
You bringing tears of joy to my eyes right now. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Yes. I have 6 children. And so when I was in prison, you know, I would have this dream that I was always trying to change my clothes. I was running around trying to change my clothes. I needed to change the clothes. I wanted to change the clothes. I wanted to change the clothes. And by the time I got that change of clothes, I was exhausted and I was sweaty. And I didn't understand the dream. And then one day God spoke to me and said, it wasn't your clothes that needed to change. The reason you were exhausted because you were trying to do something that only I can do.
Ooh, you preaching, girl. You preaching.
And I said, okay. And that's when I surrendered.
Overcoming challenges has been the topic, but I also want to hit on this before the last thing. What are some of your hidden talents that you didn't know about yourself until you came into the journey with Christ?
I have a gift to encourage others. And when I talk to people, even though I don't know nothing about their situation, I may have never experienced it, but somehow I find the answer within myself, within the word that I read. I pull it from somewhere. Sometimes when I study the word, I get stuff and I'm like, okay, I get it. But I don't really get a revelation until I'm actually in a situation.
My sister, I just want to thank you for agreeing to be interviewed today. And I want to thank you, and I want to continue to pray for you as you go along on your life journey. This is the life journey that He's crafted for you. And if you like me, I want to stay in the passenger seat. I want to thank our audience for listening to this episode, which is called Overcoming Challenges, Hidden Talents. And I want to also remind you that we have a free website called yourfaithjourneys.com, where we have free Bible studies, we have devotions, we have a host of resources on this website that will allow you to develop a closer relationship with Christ if you choose to do so. As always, be blessed, and we'll see you again at the next episode. Thank you.
We'd like to express our gratitude to our sponsors and donors for supporting the Faith Journey podcast. Thank you for tuning in. May you be blessed and continue to smile. Until we meet again.